AITA for hiding that I'm a billionaire from my family after their house burned down? Hey Reddit, buckle up because this one is wild. I honestly never thought I'd be here, but after what just happened, I need some perspective. So, let's get into it. Backstory: my Cinderella life, minus the prince and happy ending. I, 32F, grew up in the shadow of my younger sister, Lily, 28F. To put it bluntly, she was the golden child, and I was the family's built-in nanny maid slash punching bag. Our parents, Mark, 65M, and Susan, 63F, doted on her like she was a delicate porcelain doll while treating me like a glorified babysitter. They were strict with me. I had chores from the time I could walk, and if I complained, "You're the eldest, you should know better." Meanwhile, Lily got to be a carefree kid, free to break things, free to whine until she got what she wanted, and free to make my life a living hell. And oh boy, did she milk it. She stole my clothes, makeup, and even my journals. If I dared to confront her, she'd scream bloody murder, run to mom and dad, and sob about how I was bullying her. I got grounded so many times over things she did. Worst part, my parents knew she was lying half the time, but shrugged it off with, "You're older, let it go." Let's not even talk about gifts. Anytime my parents were out and about, they'd spot something and say, "Oh, Lily would love this," and bring it home. Meanwhile, my birthday presents were socks. Socks. The college betrayal. Despite everything, I still dreamed big. I always wanted to go to business school. I figured if I worked hard enough, maybe I could break free. But when the time came, my parents sat me down with serious faces and told me they couldn't afford it. College is expensive, honey. Maybe you should look for a job instead? So I did. I got a job as a cashier at a fancy boutique in downtown Chicago. The pay was decent, but nothing extravagant. Fast forward 2 years later, and guess what? They sold both their cars to send Lily to college. She deserves the best education, they said. She has so much potential. It stung. It stung so damn bad. But I swallowed it down like I always did. Lily? Oh, she thrived. With their full financial and emotional support, she graduated with honors in marketing, landed a cushy corporate job, and constantly reminded me of how much more successful she was. At every family gathering, I got the same jokes. "You're poorest in the family? You should have been smarter like Lily. Retail is fine for now, but when are you going to get a real job?" Every damn time. The billionaire plot twist. Here's what they didn't know. At that boutique job, I met Richard, 55M. He was a regular, a quiet, sharply dressed man who always tipped generously. Over time, we got to talking, and one day, I casually mentioned my dream of going to business school. That's when he told me something that changed my life. You don't need school to make money. You need knowledge. Richard was a retired hedge fund manager who had made millions trading, and for reasons I still don't fully understand, he decided to take me under his wing. He taught me everything. Stocks, forex, crypto, options. He walked me through it all. At first, I was skeptical, but I studied hard, and with time, I started seeing results. Big results. Within 3 years, I had made more than I ever thought possible. By year 5, Richard and I started our own trading firm and educational platform. Today, I'm a billionaire. I have properties in New York, LA, and Dubai. I drive cars my family couldn't even dream of affording, but outwardly, I kept it quiet. I still lived in a modest studio apartment, mostly for nostalgia and convenience, still dressed like a normal person, and never let on how much money I actually had. Why? Because I knew the second my family found out, they'd come running with their hands out. The house fire and the big reveal. 2 weeks ago, my parents' house burned down. Electrical issue. They lost everything. And suddenly, my phone was blowing up. Mom, Dad, and even Lily were begging for help. We have nowhere to go. Can you at least lend us money for a hotel? Lily's apartment isn't big enough for all of us. For once, I told them no. I wasn't cruel about it. I sent them a reasonable amount. Enough for a couple of weeks in a hotel, but nothing extravagant. Then, last week, Lily found out the truth. I don't know how, but she did. Maybe she overheard something, or maybe one of my employees slipped up. Either way, she stormed into my apartment, furious. "You're a freaking billionaire and you let us suffer?" she screamed. I stayed calm. "Oh, you mean the way you guys let me suffer for years?" She turned red. That's not the same, and you know it. No? So tell me, Lily, where was this energy when I wanted to go to college? When I needed help? She started sputtering excuses, but I wasn't interested. Then she hit me with, "You owe us! We're family!" I laughed. I actually laughed. "No, Lily, I don't owe you anything." Then came the kicker. "At least teach me how to trade." Oh, now she wanted my help? I just smiled and said, "Sorry, Lily. I only mentor people with potential." She left in tears. Now, my family is calling me heartless. Now, my parents are furious, calling an ungrateful traitor. They're saying that after everything they did for me, I'm just abandoning them. Lily won't stop texting. Some messages are angry, some are desperate. But you know what? I don't feel bad. For once, I'm not the family scapegoat. I'm not their doormat. I chose me. So AITA for hiding that I was a billionaire when my family needed me? Huh? Update. AITA for hiding that I'm a billionaire from my family after their house burned down? Oh, Reddit, you thought that was the end? Buckle up. After my last post, a lot of you asked how I managed to keep my wealth a secret for so long. Well, let me clarify. Yes, I let my family believe I was still living in a crappy studio apartment in a dangerous neighborhood. But in reality, I was living like a damn queen. The art of deception, how I played the longest con on my family. Whenever I visited my parents, I made sure to dress down. Plain jeans, old sneakers, no jewelry. I kept my hair in a messy bun, carried a knockoff purse I bought from a street vendor, and drove up in an old Toyota Corolla I rented just for the occasion. Meanwhile, my real life? I had a penthouse in Manhattan, a beach house in Malibu, and a freaking villa in Italy. My closet looked like it belonged to a celebrity. My watch collection alone was worth more than Lily's entire salary, and I had cars that made rich men cry. But the best part? Sitting through every single pointless party my family threw for Lily's big achievements. Got a new job? Party. Got promoted by a whole $2 an hour? Party. Made her first PowerPoint presentation at work? Party. I used to sit there, sipping my cheap beer, watching them hype her up like she was single-handedly running the economy. Meanwhile, my internal monologue was just, oh, if only they knew how much I've actually achieved, they'd be so embarrassed. And to add to the comedy, I made sure to play my part. I just bought a new designer bag. It was so expensive. Wow, Lily, that's so cool. You must be so successful. I just got promoted to senior marketing assistant. Me, OMG, that's amazing. You're so inspiring. Internally, I was crying from laughter. I literally owned a multi-billion-dollar trading company. But sure, let's all clap for Lily because she got a free tote bag from work. The burned house and the aftermath. So when their house burned down and they came crawling to me for money, I had the biggest grin on my face when I said, "Sorry, can't help." Let's not forget, the entire family had spent years making fun of how poor I was. You'll never have what Lily has. You'll always struggle, unlike our golden girl. Well, guess what? Now Lily has to fix their house since she was so successful. I was done. Instead of playing their game, I did something I should have done ages ago. I moved. Goodbye, toxic family. Hello, freedom. I packed up my things, which, let's be real, were already packed in my luxury penthouse, bought a ticket, and moved to a new country. Anonymously. Let's be clear. I didn't cut them off completely. I check in once in a while, mostly for entertainment purposes. And oh, Reddit! The tea is delicious. Lily is now living my old life. She had to move my parents into her apartment because, well, they had nowhere else to go. She can't afford her designer bags and shoes anymore because she's now responsible for rent, bills, and taking care of mom and dad. She's drowning. I heard she had a breakdown the other day over the water bill. Oh, Lily, welcome to adulthood, sweetheart. The perfect family? Yeah, that's over. Mom and Dad used to love portraying our family as picture perfect. Always laughing, always celebrating Lily's success, always looking down on me like I was an embarrassing side character. Well, guess what? Now that I'm no longer there, they don't have me to fight with anymore. They're fighting with each other. Mom and Dad are realizing how selfish Lily is. Lily is realizing how entitled Mom and Dad are. And I'm thriving. I wake up in a mansion with ocean views. I drink $500 coffee just because I can. I fly first class just to grab dinner in another country. And I never have to listen to anyone tell me that I'm a failure ever again. Final thoughts, the ultimate satisfaction. They spent years making me feel small. They spent years treating me like an afterthought. Now, they're crumbling under the weight of their own selfishness. And me? I'm living my best life. So tell me, Reddit, was it karma or was it just long overdue justice?